Hey you, and welcome to my channel. I'm Divine Mix. I have been having the worst week, or probably one of the hardest weeks I've ever had to have in my entire life. And that is because last week, my grandmother passed away. And then this weekend, my aunt, my mom's oldest sister, passed away. So literally just a week apart, and they don't even live that far from each other. It's like a 2 to 5 minute walk. But yeah, so that's all currently going on in the Philippines. And for me personally, the reason why it's so hard is like I knew my grandmother was ready to go, and when I went to the Philippines last year, I thought I was going to just say bye to her. I didn't realize that I'd also be saying bye to my aunt as well. So I've been a mess, but I figure I'm gonna take advice that a friend of mine gave me from way back when, and she said, and I'll explain it. She was like, when you're feeling sick, when you're not feeling good, that is the time to dress up. So that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna get ready together. We're gonna dress up a little bit to kind of help our mood. And I'll tell you, when she told me this, I'm just gonna put some facial oil on my face. We want to make sure our face is always moisturized. But let me put everything away. So how it came about that she told me about this was she was really sick, and I guess she had like a fever, head cold, or whatever, and she was doing all the necessary precautions, staying away from people, wearing face masks, everything. But I remember when I saw her, she had on this cute yellow dress, floral yellow dress. I'm like, girl, you're sick. Why are you so dressed up? It's a bit chilly here. Everybody's kind of in comfort clothes, hoodie, jeans, sneakers, but you're over here in a dress looking very cute. And she's like, I'm a bit sick. I'm not feeling so well, so I figured if my mood looks ugly, if my feelings are ugly, if my health is ugly, then maybe if I dress it up, it'll boost up my mood, it'll make me feel better, and all of these things. So that is what we are going to do now. Oh my gosh. Sorry guys, my computer closed out a bit. I just want to make sure it is going to stay open. But yeah, she was dressed up, and there we go. And she was just like, yeah, if I'm not feeling good, if I'm not doing good, then I need something to boost my emotions, boost my feelings, make me feel good since I am physically not feeling good. And crazy thing about it was the following day, the next day, she was all better. Like, not a sniffle, not a cough, nothing. She was all better. So that's what we're gonna try to do today. I have my beauty blender, I have my foundation. We're just gonna go with like a full face coverage, just to kind of help boost my mood, kind of help boost everybody's mood. So I'm moisturized, and I particularly like to use facial oil for moisturizer because it penetrates much deeper into the skin. And just FYI, the part of the reason I have no blemishes is because I do put facial oil about morning and night. as I said, it penetrates a bit deeper into the skin. So the first 3 to 4 weeks you're going to do this, you are most likely to break out because everything that's deeper underneath, deeper than where your moisturizers can go, gets pushed out all the way to the top. After that initial breakout, within 3 to 4 weeks, you're not really going to break out much if you continue using it. And then also I find that when I use things like serums, my acne scars tend to go away or slowly go away. And then also my lashes, I don't know if you could see, but they have gotten longer just naturally, especially because I'm using coconut oil. But I think her idea of boosting your mood via your clothes definitely works. Because think about it, right? When you have on a really cute, really nice outfit, here we go. Yeah, when you have a really cute, really nice outfit, almost nobody can tell you that you're not confident. Almost nobody can say anything to you to put you down because you know you look good, right? So I think it's just one of those. And you don't even have to do makeup. So let's say you're a guy or a girl that does not like to put on makeup, but you're still feeling down. You could even do it in clothes. And let's say you're not even someone who likes to dress up. Let's say you like to just chill out or whatever. Sometimes if you like playing video games, play a video game. Release your stress out through that way. Or there's, between me, my mom, and my sister, right? We have a habit. We have a habit of window shopping. It's like our family pastime. We don't always spend majority of the times. We might buy something, but it could be like food, right? We'll splurge on food or something. But yeah, we like to go window shopping. And there was a time where, I was a bit of a penny pincher because I had way too much going on in my life and I could not afford life. But yeah, we have this family pastime of window shopping, going shopping. That's how we all get along the nicest with each other. And going in for my concealer to brighten up my face. Actually, I'm not going to do this first. I'm going to warm up my eyes first. So why is this? Keep going to sleep. Okay. So I'm going to warm up my eyes first. I'm going to take this Fenty Beauty bronzer just to warm it up a bit. But yeah, we like to go window shopping. It's one of the only pastimes where we get along the most. And there was a time, as I said, where I just did not have all the funding in the world to participate in this activity. So what I would do is I would still go with them. I would pick up stuff, but I would know that I'm not buying anything. That's like the main consensus is, I'm not buying anything. I'm just going to try on stuff so that way I don't feel left out. And the first 2 times I did it, I just picked up stuff that I wanted to buy, or things that I personally liked. And then the 3rd time, I was just like, you know what? I remember, have you seen White Chicks? You know that swan dress that Shawn and Marlon Wayans wear when they're in disguise, that swan one? I saw that. We were in the middle of a Macy's. I saw that and I was like, I've never actually seen this dress in person. F it. I'm going to try it on. I'm going to try it on. And I did. And that was the start of fashion exploration. Where, okay, I know I'm not going to lose out on this because I'm not spending any money. it doesn't hurt to see how things that I would never try on or never wear would look on me. Let's see what happens, right? So I picked it up, and then I started going around, and I was like, what else looks interesting that I would never pick up? You know, what has interesting structure, interesting shape, interesting texture, interesting colors that I thought I would never wear, and things like that, right? So I did that for about maybe a month to 3 months. Just gonna drink some of my tea. So like, I did that for a month to 3 months, and in that time I tried on shapes that I would never wear. I tried on colors I would never wear. I tried on dresses, pants, shirts that I would never wear, things that I would actively avoid. And I ended up finding out that, for instance, that swan dress works very well for my shape. It looks good on my shape. I don't know how. Possibly because Sean and Marlon Williams are a little boxy due to their male figures, but it looked good in terms of shape. So now I know, okay, I can't even call it peplum. Is it peplum? But like these skirts that kind of go whoosh out like those 70s, 80s style dresses look great on me. Or for instance, colors that I would avoid. Okay, that works. That definitely doesn't work. And it helped expand not only my closet, but it also made me more open-minded to other things. So because of that, because of wanting to feel included, trying to fit in, and also challenging myself to try something new and be open to it, I ended up discovering like certain colors work for me, certain styles work for me, things that I would have actively avoided actually look great on me. And then also at the same time, I'm learning that, okay, these things definitely don't work for me, these colors definitely don't work for me, or things like that. So that's that's really, really where I'm at. And I think that ties into, even with this, with makeup. Okay, say you're having a bad day, or say you don't know what to do, right? Cool, try something out. Don't be afraid to push your limits. Don't be afraid to explore. Don't be afraid to figure out what works for you. How do you, don't be afraid to try something new. You never know. You never know. I feel like I'm getting so lost because I'm trying to make sure this bronzer warmed up my eyes properly. So what I'm doing is, because, for instance, right, you know how, for example, Rihanna has that high cheekbone, or not cheekbone, brow bone, and it creates like a sultry effect. So what I like to do to kind of enhance that sultry effect, or enhance the shape of my eyes, elongate it and everything, is I like to, where I would put my liner, I like to flick it out towards the eyebrow. It kind of helps keep that shape that the eyeliner does, where it's like, it does that. And it helps add some depth and dimension to your eyebrow shape. Now I'm going to go into my Naked palette, and I'm just going to go for the lighter color here to kind of help with dimension. So, but yeah, I think like when you challenge yourself to try something new, be a bit more open-minded, it can really make all the difference in how you look at yourself and how you look at the things around you. Because if I never had that experience of trying clothes that I would naturally avoid, I would be in a place right now where my interest would be limited. Like, I would look at other people's outfits and go, oh, I would never be able to wear that. Or I would cause myself to miss out on opportunities that could have been very, very good for me. Whether it's in clothes, whether it's it's in makeup, whether it's in literal physical opportunities or activities. Like, what if I'm like a great surfer, right? What if I'm a great surfer, but I never know because I never decided to try something new, right? How would I know that I'm good at surfing if I'm in New York and nobody around me surf, and I'm constantly seeing it like, oh, that's something that people do, and I never try it? And if I fail at it, okay, I fail at it, but at least I know that's not my niche. That's not something I'm good at. At least I gave it a chance. At least I could check the box off or something like that. Yeah, let's go with that. So I'm just going to put this light color on the apple of my eyes, kind of brighten it up. We'll give it some oomph. I also think I might drag it into the front to make it lighter, and then you can't really see it too much on here, but in person it has a nice blend. Okay, so you can see like it's nice light towards the front, and then this side is like dimension. So my grandma, one of the most interesting things about her, and I'm just gonna let you guys know, we don't actually call her grandma, we call her inang. So my inang, I don't know if the word is Tagalog or if it's Ilocano, because she speaks Ilocano. That's her first language, but Tagalog is the main language of the Philippines in certain areas. There are some areas that don't even speak that, but it's the main language in certain areas. So as my grandma got older, because Tagalog was not her first language, she actually ended up just speaking Ilocano majority of the time. But one of the most interesting things about her is that when she used to smoke, right, she used to smoke cigarettes, she would smoke her cigarettes backwards, like burn the filter before anything else, which some people have said like, what, that's bad. You're right, it is bad. And we've told her multiple times. She's just like, at those times she was just like, look, I have lived enough of my life. I'm like, I don't care, I'm gonna do what I want to do. And I applaud the elderly people, because they truly live with no F's given, and I feel like they are the most at peace and most accepting of themselves when they do that, because all the drama that you deal with when you're younger has a lot to do with other people's perceptions of what's going on, what life is, etc., etc., etc. Okay, now from here, I'm just gonna take my eyeliner pencil in black, and I'm just gonna line the inside of my eyes. But this pencil, here we go. I'm gonna start on the inside. This is gonna look crazy, okay? It's gonna look crazy, but I like to pull it up. Okay, I got it on the outside. Okay, got it on the inside. So you see, like, it kind of opens my eyes up a bit more. Let's go here on this side. Okay, and then on the inside. got it on the inside as well. So my eyes are a bit more open. I think though, right, I'm thinking about this, I'm not 100%, but I think I am going to do a pop of color because I need some brightness, some happiness, right? And usually I don't do a pop of color because I'm going for my concealer now. I don't do a pop of color because sometimes I feel like wearing bold colors causes people to, you attract attention, and in many ways that can be too much for me. But I'm just gonna grab a little bit of this, and we might come back to this concealer. I'll bring it all the way up, and I'm gonna just drag. That's why I'm saying we might come back to this concealer to fix up any lines. So, yeah, I was saying the most interesting or unique things about my grandma is she smokes her cigarettes backwards. And I was just telling Emperor Nonya the other day, I was like, my grandma my inang, she only visited America, to my knowledge. Wow, that's a lot. Beauty blender it out. To my knowledge, she only visited America one time, and she did it in the winter. She was like, I'm going to see snow for the first time. I'm not coming back here again. So I'm going to make sure I get everything. See snow, see my grandchildren, see America, all in one time, so that way I don't have to do it again. But yeah, for someone that lived in a completely tropical climate for her entire life, she came out here, she wanted to smoke. My mom wouldn't let her smoke inside, so she went outside to smoke, and we're all like, are you okay out there? She's like, no, I'm good. All just for her backward smoking cigarette. But we're gonna just do this. I learned this from K-pop. Is that around the nose and right around the crease on your lip and your nose, if you put concealer in those areas, then you'll be able to, from almost any angle, always get like a nice picture. So really just those laugh lines. You want to get rid of the creasing around there. Well, I'm actually surprised I'm not like falling apart crying right now because hold on. Because so far every time I speak about my inang or even my aunt, I end up crying. But we're doing a good job. I promise this whole makeup routine is not going to be long because I feel like the longer it goes on, the more I'm going to think about stuff, the more I'm going to cry. And right now we're trying to just like uplift and focus on the good and all these things. So, as I said, I feel like just like my friend when she came out in like the middle of fall, right, in a bright spring yellow dress, that is what we're gonna do with our face. I'm gonna take this palette. I also have my other colorful palette, but whenever I have either of these palettes out, I'm just like, we're going bright color. We're going bright color. And actually, I think I'm gonna grab my Fade into Hue palette because I think this one has colors that I'm looking for, and it does. I'm gonna go for Lovecraft, which is this very, very bright pink. I figure it's February, right? It's Valentine's Day coming up this tomorrow. Oh my gosh, tomorrow. It's Valentine's Day tomorrow, so let's bring some love into our life. Let's bring some brightness into our life. Let's try to work through it. And have you ever realized when you're distracted with something, no matter how hard things are, when you're distracted, you tend to get through your day better. So sometimes just being busy works. So I'm going into Lovecraft, and I'm just going to put it on the inner corner of my eye, just right smack dab in there. I'm going to need to put a lot more. Maybe I could just pat it in. I'm getting this very small brush to see if maybe I can pat, so that way it is high color. Now, every time I go to the Philippines, I catch a chicken. It's like my one goal every time I go to the Philippines, because where we live in the Philippines, right? We live by the rice fields, really high up. So when you fly into the Philippines, majority of the time, I know they have another airport there, but majority of the time people fly into Manila, into the Ninoy, I think the Ninoy Manila location. So you see, it's just slightly pink. I feel like I have to really pat this in just for the color to show. I'm gonna do my best. We're gonna be patting a whole bunch of pink here, but I don't use it that often, so I guess it's okay that I'm patting in so much. But yeah, every time I go to the Philippines, I always do my best to catch a chicken. And I have succeeded every single time I come, but there's times when I was younger, I used to physically catch it. I was so good at it. I was so good at it. We would have chickens over there in our neighborhood. Every house has a chicken, and every chicken knows exactly where they live. I kid you not. They know exactly where they live. They know how to get back home. So if you catch a chicken, right, then, and let's say you take the chicken down the block, the chicken is going to know how to get back home. It's going to find its way back home. They always find their way back home. They always know which house they belong to. So yeah, I catch a chicken every single time I go. Can you guys see that pink pigment? A little bit, right? Just right in there. We're gonna make it pop, and then we'll try to fan it out. Maybe I need to go with a darker color. I don't know. We're figuring things out. But yeah, I catch a chicken every single time, and I think I've mentioned this before, but this was the first time I've caught a chicken where they did not eat it after. So I'm very, very grateful for that. My nephew is also picking up the chicken catching technique, because, or the having a chicken every time you visit the Philippines type of habit, because he went to the Philippines a few months after I did. I went in October last year to see my grandma. I went with my mom. My mom, after she came back in November, she was gonna go and come back. When she came back, she decided that, because my inang doesn't look like she's doing good, she's gonna go back, and she was gonna stay for about 5 or so months. She was gonna leave it at the end of January, stay until May, and she was pretty much just like, I'm gonna stay until my mom passes, because it seems like it's gonna be very, very soon. and she had her flight booked for the end of January, and in December we got a call saying that, something happened with 𝘰𝑛𝑦, or she fell again, and it doesn't look good. This is hard. She fell. They brought her to the hospital. And this was while my mom was there. She fell. They brought her to the hospital. When they got her from the hospital, my mom is a nurse, and she's a darn good one. And when my 𝘰𝑛𝑦 was released, my mom was like, "No, it looks like she had a stroke right before she was discharged. Why aren't they saying anything? Why haven't they said anything or anything like that?" And so that's my mom. She's like, "Why have they not said anything? It's very clear to me she has had some form of stroke." And things like that. And at first, it was hard getting her to eat and things like that, but they started to. Things were looking good, and then my mom came back home, and my 𝘰𝑛𝑦 looked like she was doing a lot better, right? And after that, my mom went on a church trip, and when she came back from the church trip, they called my mom, and then they said, "Auntie, you need to come back much earlier. I don't think she's gonna make it for when you're planning to fly out here." So my mom, she changed her flight ticket to leave a week before, because this was January. She changed her flight ticket to leave the week before. She told my sister. My sister was like, "I can't get off work," and she's like, "No, you're gonna find a way to get off work. You're gonna find a way." So they were able to find a way. My sister was only able to get a week off. And my nephew also came with her. Oh my gosh, I'm happy I started with eye makeup, because that's the only thing keeping me from crying right now. But yeah, they went, and I was like, okay, that's good. Because when I went, I had got it into my head that, like, I went to see my 𝘰𝑛𝑦 before she passed, and I was grateful that my mom and my sister and everybody and my nephew was also going, because it's a chance for them to also see her before she passes. Okay, I'm gonna just fluff this out a bit, but as you guys can see, pop of color right here. We're just gonna smooth out the edges. But yeah, as you can, what am I doing? I'm at a loss for words so much. I'm just gonna fluff out the edges with this blending brush. So yeah, they went up. They were there for the week. They also called our other cousins who were also international, and they showed up as well. Everybody was pretty much coming last minute, and I think honestly, this was the first time where we have all been to the Philippines, especially those of us that don't live there. This is the first time we've all been to the Philippines, probably within a span of 4 months. So October, November, December, January. In these 4 months, all of us have in some way gotten to the Philippines. And it was the closest we've ever been to all of us being there at the same time. But we all went, we all said goodbye. And I'm sorry, guys. My camera was starting to glitch, and it wasn't recording as I was talking. But yeah, The following week is when after they left, after my sister left, my nephew left, after my cousins who were international left, that was when she passed. I'm just gonna take my Stila eyeliner for like a clean look. Just gonna draw the line, and this helps because I have the concealer already drawing a line, which helps me kind of keep it all straight as possible. And I'm gonna try to make this wing big so that way I can distract myself a lot more. I feel like this side is good, but this side is too low. I'm just gonna use a piece of tissue. And we're gonna try to like bring this up a bit. Okay, and I'm just gonna fix up right here. This side's off a little bit, but you cannot tell. I'm just gonna grab this, bring it up, bam. Yeah, this one's off. Okay, I have to just wipe this whole side off. I don't think I have to wipe up everything, just the edge. I think I put it too low where the other one is just too high. Okay. Let's try. Okay. My eye is always great on this side, but I always on this other side, it's like a mess. And what I'm gonna do to actually kind of clean this up is I'm gonna just take my same eyeliner pencil and I'm gonna just grab this type, like the square top type of brush, and I'm just gonna kind of color on here a bit, just a little bit, and then I'm gonna take my hand palette and I'm just gonna, now I could kind of like fill in any of the areas that need filling in, just like that. And then I'm also going to use it to touch up just the edge, just like that, just to have those edges as fixed up as I can. Okay, see? nice pop of color. Nice pink. I put the wing a bit higher, which makes my eyes look a little bit more chinky, but also makes them look a lot happier. From here, I promise you guys we are practically done. I'm not really gonna do much contour because I don't really want my face to look too sculpted. I want my face to look a little bit fuller, so that way I'll look a bit happier instead of looking a bit like sunken and sad. Like, you know, like when you're really, really sad and you don't eat much, your face looks sunken, you look more contoured. I want my face to be a bit fuller, so that way I could look in the mirror and my first thought could be, she's doing good. She's doing good. So I'm going to just make my nose emphasize its like smallness. Good here. Then we're just going to blend up that area. And I'm just using my matchstick for these. You could use your bronzer. Had these matchsticks for a while, so I'm trying to finish them. But definitely brighten up certain places. Even extra emphasis under my eyes. I like to put like dual concealer under my eyes because I have protruding eyes, and I find that dual concealer really helps with that. And don't worry, we're gonna take care of this eyebrow. I think I've mentioned this before, but I'll still say it again. So this eyebrow, I used to have perfect eyebrows, naturally born with it, right? But I have alopecia, and sometimes I get spots. So I ended up, when I was traveling to the Philippines, I got confused with the time difference and everything, and I ended up missing my synthroid meds. So my alopecia showed up right smack dab here. So do not follow what I do for eyebrows. I have this pencil, but I ordered a new one to better do it. It is going back. I have been derma rolling. It is going back. So making progress slowly but surely. But yeah, I like to, because I don't know properly how to do eyebrows too well, I like to get the outline shape as close to it as I can. Fill in certain areas, and then it's gonna look crazy for a moment, so bear with me, guys. And then I like to go like this. So right now it looks crazy, but I take this part and I just rub it out and fade it out as much as I can, especially the front part, because my front part is not the greatest. And I take my finger and I smudge out, remove some of that front. Bam, done. And if you see in person you can't really tell unless like you're this close. This close. But see, it looks pretty good, right? Looks pretty good. Pretty good. The smudge effect. From here, oh my gosh. From here, I'm gonna just go into that ColourPop kit that I did not use. And since I use this pink on my face and you guys can see it now, I'm gonna go into this light pink right here and use that as blush to like emphasize the pinkness. So it's right here, and I'm not gonna go pull it out here because I feel like it makes my face look skinnier. I want my face, as I said, to look fuller, a bit more youthful to look, somewhere I could look in the mirror and be like, oh, she's a little bit happier, or she's doing okay. So just smack. I think I used the wrong one. Yes, I did. Okay, so just smack right here in a circle. You see, it rounded out my face a bit more, gives me a bit more of a, like a youthful little pop right there. I'm gonna go on to the other side as well. Just keep it like in a ball of pinkness. See? Gives a little bit cuter of an effect and makes you look like you're already smiling, because when you smile, your blush is like mainly pinpointed right here on these cheeks instead of whoosh, all the way down. So that's what we're doing. I am putting a lot of extra blush because I find that when you put your setting spray and everything on, it kind of mutes it a bit, and we want to look full. But yeah, outside of everything else that's going on, as I said, my aunt also passed away, and how that happened was they've been all taking turns watching over the body in the Philippines, and my aunt, she was not feeling her best, and I guess like in the middle of the night or in the wee hours of the early morning, they took a tricycle. It's not an actual tricycle, guys. What we call a tricycle in the Philippines is, it's like a little motorcycle. I don't know if they lock limits on how fast motorcycles go, but for the most part, these don't go crazy fast. They're like in line with a car, but cars can still go faster. Or at least I've never seen them go faster than a car. But it's like a little motorcycle, and then attached to it is like a carriage that has one wheel under. I don't know if it has one wheel. No, I think it has four wheels, two in the back, front. But pretty much it's called the tricycle because you have the cart and the bike. So, and they're attached to each other. So when you sit on a tricycle, if you have a lot of people, you could fit like maybe two grown people in the back of the cart, one little person in the front. Little person is a child, or literally like a small person. And then you can also sit on the back of the motorcycle, where some people sit sometimes. So, but yeah, she wasn't feeling good. They decided, okay, we're gonna go to the hospital, and they got to the first hospital, but then they saw she had a catheter on her neck for dialysis, which she had only started 6 weeks ago. So she only had 6 sessions, and they told her, hey, because of this, and we don't want to get anything wrong, we ask that you go to the hospital that actually handles your dialysis, so that way we don't get anything wrong, because we don't do that function over at this hospital. So they were on the way to the other hospital, and her husband was talking to her because he was driving the tricycle, and she wasn't responding, so he stopped. He went to look. She was unresponsive. She was foaming at the mouth. They called their son, and the hospital was 10-15 minutes away, so they called their son and pretty much said, meet us here. Got to the hospital, and it was just like, hey, we could try to resuscitate her, but if it's not gonna work, don't do it. And also going through their head was, if they do resuscitate her, then will she even be able to live a life? Will she be okay? Will all these things. So yeah, that's what happened. And ironically, it was on the same exact day, just a week after, exactly a week after my 𝓼𝓾𝓫 passed. So they officially had the funeral at 6:30 a.m. on Tuesday. So I guess that would be Wednesday morning. But it was 6:30 p.m. my time over here on a Tuesday, and they had that for my 𝓼𝓾, and then they're gonna start the funeral proceedings, the wake, the everything for my auntie. My mom, they were in separate houses for everything with the bodies, because my mom was saying the fact that it's 2 deaths in one family, and it's immediate. Literally, it's a mother, daughter, and they're right there next to each other. It would be too much to have it in one home, and it's better to just have them separate, because it's overwhelming. I feel for my mom. I feel for her so much, because that's her mother. That's her older sister. My mom grew up with 4 siblings. She's the middle child. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna use my lip oil. My cousin gave me this from the Philippines. It's Perfect Kiss. I believe it's a Filipino brand. And I'm just gonna do the Asian thing where they just put it on the bottom of their lip. Oh, yeah. It's a little bit on the bottom, and then they smack a little bit, but it's mainly gloss on the bottom. I can't believe I forgot. I'm gonna put on mascara, but I'm gonna warm up my eyes first with this warming electric curler. So I'm just gonna give it a few seconds to warm up. But yeah, I'm grateful that my mom is over there in the Philippines, still over there, because everybody around her is dealing with the same thing, and they can all support each other. I think right now at this moment there's only 3 or maybe 4 of us that aren't in the Philippines right now. That is myself, my sister, and of course with my sister, my nephew, and 1 or 2 of my cousins are not there. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done. I'm sorry if this is a lot, but I'm not gonna lie, being distracted by something and then seeing my face like this, definitely doing the eye makeup first is one of the things preventing me from crying right now, because I'm just like, girl, this took too much work. Yeah. 8, 9. And the reason I have this heat up curling eyelash curler is because I have Asian lashes, and so far this is the only thing that actually curls my lashes and keeps it curled. So yeah. Okay. Now I'm just going to take my mascara. go here. Try to make sure I get as much of my eye as I can. And I think just for my bottom lashes, I'm just gonna do like a squiggly, like a squiggle, right here, just to make my eyes look more open my eyes, the more less likely I am to cry. And last thing I'm probably gonna do is just add some highlighters so my face can shine, so I don't have to. I'm gonna go here in my Anastasia kit. I'm gonna go to Moonstone just because it has that pink going for it, and I'm just gonna sweep. And I like to get it right on the Cupid bow, because I feel like when the highlighter is there, it actually, when you're looking at it, it emphasizes your Cupid's bow a little bit. And now I'm just gonna take my Rare Beauty setting spray and spray it. Almost done. And just for something different, I got this necklace and this jewelry from my mom when I was younger. Found the necklace. So it looks like this, right? This is from the Philippines, from my mom. I'm just gonna put it in, and if anything, I could just put on basic earrings. So it's this. That's on. Do I have? Okay. I have these earrings, right? They're kind of white, so I guess they can blend in a bit. It's like this. Oh, that's there. I also have this bracelet. There. Hair is not Filipino, guys. It's not. But last thing, I promise, this one is definitely the last thing. Oh, I feel like it's hitting me now because I'm coming to the end and I've been talking about this for a while. But I'm just gonna take, I probably should have kept this back on. Oh well, I'll push it back for now. Tie that like that for now. Take in my edge control, and I'm gonna just fix up these edges. Just like that. Sweep that there. That. like, that side's nice, right? That side's nice. Just gonna hide that one. And then down here, like this. Just like that. Now, this is my final look. And you see the pop of color, the pink, makes my eyes look more full of light and happiness. The chinky eyes or the bigger wing forces my eyes to look more open, but also gives me emphasis to like, girl, don't ruin your face. And I do think the jewelry kind of helps a bit. White and pink always goes good together. So yeah, that's it. It has been a tough time. I know that this week will also be tough because I'm assuming if my grandma's funeral procession was on Tuesday night, then by next Tuesday it will also be the procession for my aunt. I'm trying my best to live in gratitude, you know, say, for example, at least they're going together, so they're not going alone. But also just trying to focus on the positives. And I'm grateful for my friend's advice where she said, you know, if she's feeling bad, she dresses up more. Whether she's feeling sick or whether mostly bad, she dresses up more. It does help. It really, really does help. It helps to get out your comfort zone. It helps to try new things. It helps to try things that you've always wanted to try but you were afraid to. And it helps, definitely helps to doll yourself up, because I can tell you right now, just having this on my face, instead of sitting home and being a hot mess, and letting that make me feel even worse now, I can tell myself, girl, you gotta keep your chin up. Just like 𝑘𝐸𝑚 kept her chin up in the middle of winter just to smoke her cigarette. Even though she's never dealt with snow, never dealt with the cold, never at all, she found something positive that made her able to handle the severity of New York winter. And she did it. She did it. So that's it, guys. I wish all of you the best. I know there's a lot going on in the world. Definitely prayers out for Santorini, Sudan, the Congo, Palestine, everything. So that's it, guys. Bye, and definitely wishing nothing but the best for each and every single one of you. Bye.